Hi friend, today I want to discuss something pretty exciting, the new Supernote A5X2, an e-ink device that hasn't hit the market just yet, but is on its way. Now, there's a lot of buzz about this one, and with some information from recent FCC filings and images we've got on hand, we're going to take a look at what we know so far. Supernote has been incredibly open about their journey with this device, which has been a bit rocky. They face delays, development challenges, and all the hurdles that come with launching something new. But even with all this, they've managed to give us a pretty solid look at what's coming up. If you're interested in ink tech, you know Supernote as a brand that doesn't cut corners with quality or features, and the A5X2 is shaping up to be no different. So let's jump into what makes this device unique and what it means for us as users. First off, let's talk about the specs. From the FCC documentation, we've got a look at the technical side of the Supernote A5X2, and it's definitely packing some interesting hardware. The A5X2 features a 10.65-inch e-ink Carta 1300 display at a resolution of 1920 by 2560 pixels, offering 300 pixels per inch, 33% higher than the previous models. Design-wise, the A5X2 has slimmed down by 18% compared to its predecessor. It's 6mm thick at its edges, giving it a sleek profile with a bionic back and weighing around 370 grams or 13 ounces, making it both portable and comfortable to hold. Now, the remarkable Paper Pro is 525 grams or 18.5 ounces, which is a big difference when it comes to holding the device when reading. I'm curious to see if we can hold Supernote for extended periods of time for reading, as I can't do that with Paper Pro as it's just too heavy. Additionally, A5X2 is built with a modular approach that includes an upgradable motherboard, a replaceable battery, and expandable storage. This design isn't just about going paperless, but about sustainability too, fighting e-waste with features that make it long-lasting. Other usability features include dual sidebar, automatic rotation, an attachable pen loop, and stable footpads for easier desktop use. I should also mention half folio, which seemed to have an interesting way of clipping into the device. Now let's get into connectivity. One of the things that caught my eye in the FCC documentation is that the A5X2 supports both 2.4 and 5 GHz Wi-Fi bands. That may sound pretty standard, but for a device like this, dual band Wi-Fi means faster, more stable connectivity options whether you're at home, in a cafe, or using public networks. And speaking of the internals, the Supernote team has also designed this with an integrated flexible printed circuit (FPC) antenna, which according to the FCC details has specific gains for each Wi-Fi band. This translates to better signal strength and improved reliability, especially when you're moving between different Wi-Fi networks. Now let's touch on safety and compliance, because Supernote has put thought into this as well. According to the FCC report, the A5X2 complies with RF exposure guidelines, so it's been tested to ensure it's safe to use close to the body. It also meets the strict SAR, or specific absorption rate, limits, meaning it's designed to keep radiation emission within safe levels. Supernote even went the extra mile with body-worn testing, so for those of us who like to carry our devices in a bag or case, it's reassuring to know they've prioritized user safety. Now let's talk about the design philosophy and Supernote's approach to transparency. In my opinion, Supernote has taken an unusually open approach with the A5X2's journey. They've shared how tough it's been to hit release targets, describing it as chasing a carrot that's always just out of the reach. I think this honesty is refreshing. It's rare to see in tech these days. Now, they're changing course, committing to announce it when it's done approach. In my view, that's a smart shift. It's clear they want to prioritize a solid release and avoid the frustration of unexpected delays. And here's something interesting. They've actually skipping the whole pre-order process this time around. In an email from Supernote, they explained that they will only start taking orders once they're ready for shipment. This move likely stems from delays they faced in production, which they've been quite transparent about. It's a sign they're listening to the community, focusing on reliability, and aiming to build trust by keeping expectations realistic. One comment I saw highlighted why some users still want the A5X2, mentioning features like headlines, linking, and calendar integration. They appreciate these functions for note organizing and task tracking, things that not all e-ink devices get right. I share the same view. Features like these are incredibly practical for anyone who wants a streamlined productivity tool. But of course, not everyone is as optimistic. Many users are worried about how delays have given other brands like Remarkable and Books a chance to catch up. Some users even say they may not wait much longer if the A5X2 doesn't deliver something game-changing. Personally, I think these concerns are valid. The e-ink world is moving fast, and if the A5X2 lags behind in software or support, Supernote could miss out on a growing audience. Waiting is certainly easier if you already own an A5X, but for new customers it's certainly tougher. There's a real risk that potential buyers may end up choosing a competitor's device instead, especially with all the recent advances in the market. In my opinion, Supernote's transparency is a strong point, but they're at the critical moment where delivering a polished product matters more than ever. I hope that when it does arrive, the A5X2 lives up to the expectations. But now, what about you? Do you think Supernote's features make it worth the wait, or are the delays causing you to look elsewhere? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for more updates on all things e-ink and tech. Have a great day, and I will talk to you next one. Bye!